Hey Switchheads, how's it going? Kanan here, and welcome to my review update. A new bit of content that I'm going to put out here and there, basically highlighting the updates of reviews I've done in the past. Basically, just going over the new content and whether it's worth your while to re-download the game or just to get stuck back into it. And as this is an update, I won't be really touching on the original review, but I will link it down below, so you're more than welcome to go and watch that before you watch this, or if you've watched it already, come on, let's get into it. Okay, so getting straight into it, I think there's been 7 games added to the actual list or roster, and I say this because they're kind of like put on the actual like screen in no kind of particular order. There's a load down the bottom, but there's a load of the old ones as well. So if I get any of these wrongs, do forgive me. And the first game that I'm going to start off with is Wires, where basically a load of different coloured wires go across the screen from left to right. In some instances, they're kind of tangled and crossed over, and it's your job to actually untangle them before they reach the right-hand side of the screen by hitting one of the corresponding buttons to shift the actual wires straight, if you like. This game was okay at best, and yeah, I suppose it's worth jumping in just to have a quick go. Next up we have Dashing Guard, which was my least favourite out of the whole lot, mainly because I wasn't quite 100% sure what the heck was going on, if indeed this actually is a game that actually has anything interesting going on within it. Even though I read and kind of understood, if you like, everything that it said to me, it still didn't really do what I thought it would do, and every time I tried to kill something, it would kill me instead. So maybe I didn't understand it at all, but for me, it was a don't bother, it's not worth going in just to check this one out. Next we have Clean Cut Heroes, which was an interesting take on the match 3 type of genre, and it was okay. It seems to have been a little bit fleshed out, and it was one of those ones where you match them so that you can then do damage to the actual main character, but also there could be damage done to yourself. I am quite a big fan of some of these games, and this was again okay, and yes, worth popping in just to have a look-ski. And next up we have Smackman, which is also the one that had the most options on the actual option screen, but this is basically kind of like a in a way Pac-Man type game where you get creatures on the actual board. You have to collect all of the little like dots and run around and go through different areas on the actual screen, avoiding these like evil things that try to kill you. It also has like a score, a rank, a level, and like a high score and what your highest score is. And within all of this put all together, it was still just an okay game, and yes, probably just worth going in just for a quick look ski. And next we have Painful Memories, possibly one of my favourite out of the whole lot of new ones. And in this game you basically slide the little squares around and they're actually animated to make one big picture, but it's all jumbled around and you're tasked with making it into an actual fully fleshed, completely arranged neatly type picture that moves. And there's several types of actual pictures. This is just one of them, and as you can see, yeah, it's quite simple to play, but I actually find it quite fun to play as well. So yes, I would actually personally say come back and play this one because it is quite good fun. It's worth your time. Next up we have Fish Tank, which is a weird one, but it's an okay one again. I kind of like went into this thinking, well, I didn't know what to think, but basically your food cascades in your tank. You're meant to go around eating as much up as you can, and now and again some idiot's gonna like try and scoop you up in a fish net, and you have to try and avoid it by going under or over it. It was an okay game, and possibly if you're here looking at some of the others, yeah, go and have a look at this one as well. And finally, I've left my favourite till last, which is Mutatio, which is basically a type of brick breaker type game-ish, as in you have a ball that bounces around the screen and you have a paddle at the bottom, and you have to make sure that you're hitting the ball with the paddle and not letting it go underneath you, if you like, or past you. As you can see, the actual main mechanic is there, but the actual other main mechanic, which is the hard bit, is it's all changing completely. Now, I have a soft spot for this sort of game anyway, but wow, this was mental. It went absolutely flipping mental. and it actually gets worse as you go along, but like worse as in good worse. And I think if any games you go in here to actually look at, it's this game that you want to go in and just give it a good old try, because for me, I had to pick this as my favorite. It's just so much fun, and each run is completely different from the last. There is, however, one final thing that I need to mention, which I don't think was here last time, which was the Joy-Con test program. Not 100% sure whether it was here or not, but it doesn't really do much, and yeah, I couldn't really work it out. But it's there if you want to go and look at it as well. I was a bit disappointed that their kart game wasn't here, that you can clearly see in some of the actual graphics that they show the game off with. I am really hoping that this comes out for the next update, and whenever the next update comes, I will be covering it as well. And let me know down in the comments whether you'll actually be, delving back into this, or whether you'll be just leaving it and, not bothering with these games, waiting for something else to come along. Maybe it's the kart game. Let us know down below in the comments. I always read them. I try to respond to every single one of them. And I hope you enjoyed my first updates video, and hopefully I'll be bringing you more as they actually come for this game and for other games in the near future. And with that, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, or you enjoy any of my content, well, you know what to do, because life is better when we switch together.